Hi, Miss Chrissy here. Today I want to talk about self-love again. My last video was yesterday, I did, and it was a video on self-love and why it's important, what will happen when we learn to love ourselves, and why it is so very important. But today I want to continue the talk and just talk about how we go about doing that in a little more detail. How do we go about learning to love ourselves a little more every day? So I think the first thing we have to do is sit down and write a list. Write a list of the kind of person that we want to be. They say that when you write things down, it puts a different energy out into the universe. And sometimes even reading what you've written out loud gives it even more juice to the universe. And people seem to be more likely to follow through with things when they write them down. That's the whole intention and the whole reasoning behind setting goals, making lists of your goals. So I thought about it for myself, and the kind of person I want to be is honest and loyal, friendly. I want to be nice. I want to be smart. I want to be helpful and generous and kind and loving. I want to be healthy. I want to be in shape. I want to be a lot of those things, but those are the things that are most important at the top of my list. So the next step after I've decided I want to be have those qualities and be that kind of person that possesses those qualities, what does that look like? Like, what does an honest person do? What is an honest person like? Is it honest person is someone that doesn't lie, that gives the too much change back to the cashier? Like, what does it mean to you to be honest or loyal or kind or smart? So it could be different for everyone. But you have to really not just say, oh, I want to be an honest person, friendly, loving, kind. Okay, well, what does that actually mean? Because if you don't think it through and you don't really, know what that means to you, then how are you going to live your life with those qualities? I want to be a smart person. I want to always be learning something. So I can't just say that. I actually have to follow through and do it. So when I'm reading or I'm, watching something to learn something or listening, that makes me feel good. That makes me feel confident that I am putting effort into the kind of person that wants to be smart. You can't just say, I want to be a healthy person, and then just go eat crap all the time or not ever exercise. I just came back from an hour walk, which is why I look like this and jump in the shower yet. I want to be vulnerable. Well, I can sit here with no makeup and my hair looking like this. So when you do figure out the kind of person you want to be, and then you figure out what those qualities are, and then as you live your life day to day and certain situations come up where you'd be put in a spot, let's just use the cashier that gave you too much change. When you're put in that spot, you have to think about it. This is a very small but defining moment. So do you give the change back or do you keep it and just be like, you're a loss? I'll tell you a little story. I buy like a little bouquet of carnations every week or every other week. And I mean, they're like $6 or $7 for a dozen, and I put them in little vases around my house. Makes me happy. So one time I finished grocery shopping, go out to my car and putting the groceries in, and I realized, oh my goodness, it was a young cashier. I don't think they charged me for the flowers. Well, it was raining. It was yucky. And I'm like, I am going to pay for them, but I'm not going back in the store. I had to get somewhere, whatever it was. So the next time I was there, I bought another little bouquet of flowers, and I said to the experienced cashier, now I'm in their line, I said, when she scanned the flowers, I said, could you please scan them again? Because I had a young cashier the last time I was here, and they didn't charge me, but I didn't realize until I got out to my car. And I want to pay for them now. And so she charged me for it. So I didn't have to do that. There's a lot of people that wouldn't have done that. But I value that. I value that honesty. I value that, in, not, that's a form of stealing, even though it wasn't intentional, but it was still knowing that I did it after I did it. I intentionally made sure I paid for them because that's the kind of person that I want to be. So just to be clear, all of those things that I said that are on my list, the kind of person that I want to be, I do some of those things. I am that person. Some of those things, those qualities I want to be like and have, I do and am that person. Some of those qualities, I'm not saying this the right way. You can't be all of those qualities all of the time. You can be some of those qualities all of the time, and you can be some of those qualities not all of the time. So, and that's just part of growing. That's part of learning. And once you start doing that more often and knowing who you want to be and knowing the qualities that you want to have, possess, and express, then that's going to give you confidence to realize, like, hey, I like that when I'm honest. I like that when I'm loyal. I like that when I'm generous with people and kind and forgiving. And then that moves you closer to a deeper self-love. And that's the ultimate goal. I made some notes. So that's basically on the road to self-love. Those are the things that I would recommend doing. And they're simple little things. The hardest part is getting your pen and paper out or opening your phone to your notes section. And, oh, look, here, I'm wearing a shirt too. It says, I'm mostly peace, love, and light. Down at the bottom, it says, and other times I'm bleep, bleep, bleep. But you are worthy of self-love, and you are beautiful, and you are meant to live a meaningful and joy-filled life. And I invite you to come on this journey on the road to self-discovery and enjoy falling in love with yourself and be the kind of person that you want to love. I would love if you might like my video that I really appreciate you watching today, even though I had a little few fumbles along the way, but I'm not going to edit it. I'm going to leave it in there because being vulnerable is important to me. And I know you're going to like me anyway. And if you don't, that's okay. But if you would like this video, if you would subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends or leave me a comment, I would appreciate it. And I just want to say, until we meet again, enjoy the ride.